Hello everyone, welcome to Edufy. Today we are here in the part 9 of our NPSC and NSSD Learning to MCQ, that is in the history section series. Let us see the questions. Here we are starting with the most modern age. We have covered questions largely from the modern age. Now we are focusing more on postmodern era where we saw foreign invasion because of the destruction of the Mauryan Empire or the decline of the Mauryan Empire. We will see once again the invasions from the northwestern side of India, and in that Indo-Greeks came first. So we will see who all came and what are the questions associated with them in the post-modern age. The first question is Indo-Greek ruler. He issued coins depicting himself on one side and Indian deities on the other. Was answer is Menander. Menander depicted one such gold coins where one side was Menander, the other side was deities. Coming to the next question, the same person which we have talked about, Menander, the king Menander, there is one book written, that is Milind Pano. It is a book which is written in the form of dialogue, and this book depicts the dialogue between King Menander and C. Nagasen. Nagasen. Coming to the next question, which foreign ruler is credited with the introduction of Hellenistic features in Indian coinage? What is Hellenistic feature? That is the influence of Greek elements. So here, definitely the answer will be C, Indo-Greeks. Coming to the next question, the Shaka era, which began from 78 CE or AD, is traditionally associated with which of the following rulers? So it is associated with Rudra Daman I. Right? So that is your answer B. Next question, which ruler issued Junagadh rock inscription describing the repair work of Sudarshan Lake? Again, this is the same person, that is Rudra Daman I. Rudra Daman I is associated with Saka era, with Junagadh rock inscription. Next question you will see about the Junagadh rock inscription itself. The Junagadh rock inscription is significant because it is the first long inscription in the classical Sanskrit. Junagadh, you have to tell the location of Junagadh. So answer is B. Coming to the next question, which dynasty acted as a link between Central Asia and India, facilitating the Silk Route trade? So one of the major dynasty was Kushan's dynasty that was controlling the ancient Silk Route and connecting the regions between Central Asia and India. So here answer is C, Kushanas. Kushanas were actually called the masters of ancient Silk Route. Kushan ruler under whom the fourth Buddhist council is believed to have been held who was that ruler of Kushanas? That is Kanishka. Under Kanishka in Kashmir, we will find the fourth Buddhist council will be held. So answer is Kanishka. Next question about the fourth Buddhist council itself. Under Kanishk was held at which location? Just now I have told it was held in Kashmir in 78 AD. Coming to the next question, which language and script were extensively used by Kushanas for their inscriptions? So Kushana dominated in the northwestern region and western India also, and later on make their inroads into North India up till Mathura and further ahead. But however, they were the masters of Central, and there you will find the use of Kharoshti script. Okay, in the west, even Ashoka also used this script, and this is the name of script, Kharoshti. The language was Prakrit. So answer will be D, Prakrit in Kharoshti script. Coming to the next question. So we are doing the post-modern age where we have seen the rulers or the invasions from the northwestern side. We have covered the question on Indo-Greeks, Kushanas. Now we are going into South India. In South India, in the post-modern age, you will find the rule of Satavahanas. So we will see questions on Satvahana. Satavahanas are best known for their role in maritime trade with Rome. That is your answer. Satavahanas are known for their trade with the Roman Empire or with the Rome region. Rome is in Italy. Coming to the next question, which Satvahana ruler assumed the title of Dakshin Patpati? The ruler Dakshin Patpati indicates the ruler who controlled the route connecting the साउथ इंडिया, ठीक है, फ्रॉम द नॉर्थ इंडिया. तो which Satvahana ruler is known as Dakshinapati? It is Gautami Putra Satkarni, very famous ruler from the Satkarni side. Coming to the next question, Gautami Putra Satkarni is known for defeating Indo-Greek, defeating Shakas, and restoring Satvahana's power. Yes, answer is B. He is known for defeating Shakas, those who were ruling in the North India and they were trying to invade into South India. The South India in the Deccan region, who were ruling, Gautami Putra Satkarni, that is a Satvahana ruler. So you will see he is famous for defeating Shakas. The practice of metronymics, naming after mother, means a ruler's name was named after the mother's name. So this practice was adopted by which of the following rulers? Kushans, Indo-Greek, Satvahana, Parthian. So this practice is predominantly used amongst the Satvahana's ruler. Next question. Which port was an important center of the Indo-Roman trade during the Satvahana period? The port name was Bharuch. Bharuch is in the Gulf of Khambat region, near Maharashtra, to the coast of Maharashtra ke side mein you will see the presence of Bharuch. The art form that flourished under Kushan patronage and shows Greco-Roman influence is Mathura, Amravati, Gandhara, Sanchi. So in Buddhism architecture, we will see Gandhara art form being developed. See, the Buddhist art form we will see largely developed in 3 schools. That is, first school is Mathura school, Gandhara school, and your Amravati school. Amravati school developed in South India, Mathura in North India, and Gandhara in Northwest India. So these are the style of Buddhist art form or the Buddhist sculpture. So it has an influence of Greco-Roman architecture, and that because of the nearness of Gandhara region to the Greece and Rome side and influence of Greco-Roman dynasties there. So you will find the foreign influence only in this school. Mathura school, Amravati school, both are the indigenously developed school, no influence of foreign. So there is no such Sachi school. Next question. Which school of art first depicted Buddha in human form? So again, this was the Gandhara school of art which depicted Buddha in human form. Previously, when we see early form of Buddhism, we see Buddha was never depicted in the form of human. Rather, he is depicted with the symbols associated with his life. For example, lotus flower or the footmarks or etc. Gold coins were introduced in India on large scale by. So for the first time, who introduced gold coin on very large scale in India? It is your Kushanas. Okay? Kushanas introduced the gold coin for the first time. Which foreign dynasty first ruled parts of northwest India after Maurya? So we have initially also have told you that the first invasion from the northwest side after the decline of Mauryan Empire was by Indo-Greeks, and then Parthians, then your Kushans, and then Shakas will come. So first is Indo-Greeks. Coming to the last question, the term Yavana in ancient Indian text generally referred to as what? So Yavana is the term used for the Greek people, Indo-Greek people. Okay, so that is the answer you can see here. So this was all in today's series. Thank you very much, and we'll meet up once again very soon. Thank you.